Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin, utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
First things first, a lot of people are always asking, well, what is actually the intraday strategy? Now, if you're using GearBox, all right, we have two intraday strategies. We have the instant entry strategy, right? Or the skip a level strategy. And depending on your balance, your risk, and how you decide to trade will determine how many pairs that you decide to run, scan, or allow to trade at a single given time. These are the pairs that we have been using for intraday mode. I will tell you, we are looking to replace USD CAD as well as possibly even these CHF pairs. Now, we talked about this on last week's call. There are not that many options for low ranging pairs. We know right now that the CHF pairs are having some different things going on because of their events and the different things that are occurring. Right now with rumors between pegging and unpegging their currency at a certain percent or a certain dollar figure, I should say. There's some uncertainty there. So we're looking at that as well. USD CAD has been trending a lot harder lately than previous. And we know that some users have experienced that. So we're looking to also possibly, find another low ranging set of pairs. Otherwise, right now we're kind of in a market condition where many of these pairs are moving more than they've moved in many years historically. They're trending harder and they're trending longer than many of them used to, which is where precision modes really come into play. Intraday modes can become much riskier decision in trending markets. Now, to get into intraday mode and setting it up and how that all works, you'll see that last week I told you I was closing out of some CHF pairs to do some different red folder news and different things that was going on. I still left, one open as well. I left AUD and ZD open that I've been in some trades, but right now I'm in 2% drawdown on the week on this account. Nothing crazy. Just running the skip a level strategy. And yeah, I just let it do its thing. It's very conservative strategy. It can handle big movements with the settings I'm running, and it's another one of those things you can kind of just walk away, right? Whereas depending on your balance with intraday, you may need to be very hands-on and your risk settings. So really depends on what you're doing, your risk settings, how you're doing it, how you decide you want to take your trades. The real question always is when it comes into where do we determine these pairs? And I'm going to go ahead and get that for you right here. So the Forex average daily range table, this is something we tend to look at in 2021. I'm going to tell you right now, I already know 2021, these numbers are going to be much higher than they were in many previous years. And the reason I say that is we've seen larger movements this year than we've seen in the last 3 years I've been using EAs, and the last 6 years I've been trading. So this goes back to about when I started trading here, right here in 2014. And through time, I've seen typically these get a little bigger. And especially last year. I'm very curious to see the data on 2021 when it comes out. But this is the average daily range that each of these currency pairs tends to move in pips. When you take every day and its movements and they tallied them up and then averaged it out, this is what we get. So you can see what pairs are more volatile than others. For example, GBP NZD, you would never run intraday mode on GBP NZD. That would just be asking to lose money, because GBP NZD on average moves 196 pips in a day. There are times this thing moves 1,000 pips with no retracement. If you started entering, that means you would have taken like 6 stop losses along the way if it moved 1,000 pips and you were in the whole move. right? So you want to avoid pairs like that in intraday modes, which is why we've chosen some of the ones that we've shown, is all based around this data of understanding what pairs actually don't have that much movement, but move enough to get in and out of trades in a ranging or consolidated market, which is really where intraday plays. In a trending market is more where precision comes out to play to catch those reversals. But with that being said, I do not have much more to today to discuss unless you guys have some questions for me. We'll get into the news for the week and look at our upcoming week ahead. But there's not too much to talk about with intraday this week. It's been a pretty normal week. There's been no major moves on any of the pairs that we're trading that should have anybody in intraday major drawdown or anything like that. It's been very calm waters right now. So normally when it's calm waters, there isn't too much to talk about, right? So let's go ahead and we're going to take a look at the news for the week ahead. So we're just going to go to Forex Factory here. And we will take a look at the upcoming week ahead of us. We'll just go from here to the 11th. All right. So first thing you guys will see is tomorrow, remember, is non-farm payroll. As a reminder, tomorrow is non-farm payroll. Understanding that tomorrow is non-farm payroll, right? NFP as we call it. You will want to maybe, if you can, look to close out of any open trades today that are in little to no loss or floating profit and close trading on those pairs. If using intraday mode, that is. If you are in precision mode, NFP should hopefully begin you some nice entries. Moving into the next week ahead, we have an AUD red folder event here on Monday. We have a Canadian red folder news event here on Wednesday. We have on Thursday, European monetary policy statement, as well as an ECB press conference. And then in Friday, we have Canadian employment and unemployment change, as well as GBP monetary policy report hearings. So we have a little bit of red folder news in kind of all the major categories next week, which this is actually a great thing, as this tells me that there will probably be some good volatility in the market next week for precision modes. For intraday modes, as well, you can play with these events, but some of these events, again, you always want to be a little more hands-on with your management strategy with intraday. I tell people this all the time. Don't think intraday is walk away from it, never look at it again. Yes, can it be much more hands-off than I'm making it seem to be? Absolutely. But is it something you should always be monitoring? Absolutely. As for precision is always going to be more of our hands-off strategy where you could have a little more trust in it because you know that it's looking for very, very precise entries. But with that being said, that is all we have for this upcoming week ahead. There is not too much going on. I do not see any questions in the chat. So thank you all so much for tuning in with us on this Thursday morning. Very excited about what's going on with intraday and a lot of the results many of you have been getting and sharing with me. As always, I love precision mode. I say it on every call that intraday mode needs to be a second GearBox license for you, not your first, because the brainchild is precision and intraday is more of the quick action, have some fun, adrenaline, younger mentality, right? So make sure if you're using intraday mode, you also are using precision mode. And I look forward to seeing you on the precision call tomorrow as well. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Thursday here.